So Henry Cavill is now going to be starring in Voltron for Amazon MGM. Now, there's not really much in the way of any information about this at all. It's going to be shooting this fall in Australia. It's a live-action adaptation of Voltron for Amazon MGM. Presumably, this will be released in theaters, I would imagine, although we don't know. MGM has been making a lot of stuff for Amazon Prime, which is weird. They've released a lot of their stuff on Amazon Prime as well, again, which is pretty weird. Well, it makes sense. I guess they're just trying to bulk out content, but yeah. So Voltron, I copped loads of flack in my video about this on the main channel, because I was like, oh, it's little robots that pair up to make a bigger robot. Like Power Rangers. People are like, you mean like Power Rangers, like Voltron? I'm like, guys, when you liken something to another thing, it does not denote that one is the originator of said thing, right? Like, you can just say, oh, this car's a bit like that. It doesn't mean that one car came first over the other, all right? Calm down, all right? It is a bit like Power Rangers in the way that little robots form to make a bigger one. But yeah, people did not like that at all. People got really angry with me. I didn't even say, well, yeah, I don't know. I just said, oh, it's a bit like Power Rangers. Anyway, yeah, basically, he's cast. We don't know what he's going to be in it at all. And that's it. That's the news. This has had sort of ramifications off of other movies a little bit. So looking like it will delay Highlander reboot, and that also comes under the fact that the ballerina had to be completely reshot as well. But I don't see any of these things as being negative. So Highlander can't really be delayed because it never actually had a release date. They never actually announced the release date. They were just like, oh yeah, we might shoot in January. Sure, that's fine. The way Lionsgate is approaching Highlander is like they used the old paradigm of Hollywood, where they would, announce a movie but not give it a release date because it wasn't made yet. Whereas nowadays they're like, this movie's coming out on this date, and they're like, don't even have a script. The script writers still, got like explosive diarrhea and not putting paper to pen. So yeah, I much prefer the old paradigm of Hollywood where they're like, yeah, we're going to make a film. When's it coming out? Don't know yet. Yeah, that's good. That's better. Like, that's good. You're not holding yourself to anything and working yourself to the bone to get it all finished. Anyway, whatever. I'm rambling enough. What do you think of this? Do you care? What do you reckon?
I just think it gives people the opportunity to jump to conclusions on other stuff, and I think we've seen quite a bit of that. And
like
just
you're talking about bloody Warhammer again.
Yeah,
Fucking people, mate.
I know.
Honestly, like,
I know.
It takes on average 3 months to shoot a movie, right? And that's all. That's everyone. That's the whole movie. He could have a bit part that is quite literally. He just needs to be be on the soundstage for like 2 days. People like the good thing about this as well is it's an Amazon movie, so clearly, if Warhammer was really going tits up like everyone wants you to believe, he wouldn't be working still for Amazon, would he? He'd be like, oh no, still well clear of you, mate. No, this is, in that regard, I'd say it's a good sign because it's bolstering his relationship with Amazon. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted.
You're fine. I just was saying, I'm dealing with the fact that a lot of people are like, hey, does this mean this? I'm like, no. So, two things.
I can say with the utmost certainty, just to let everyone know, that Henry Cavill, when all the initial rumors were coming out saying it's dead, it's cancelled, he was literally sat around with screenwriters in a writer's room. They've been meeting, they've been writing stuff. I can confirm that 100%. That's what they've been doing. So when it was all coming out that it was dead, they were all talking to one another going, where the fuck are these rumors coming from? What on earth is going on? Everyone was really weirded out and quite confused. And so either someone's quite literally just making the rumors up because they know it gets views, which definitely does happen, or someone's just being played for a fool because it's funny and they're just being laughed at.
I don't know that it matters. I mean, people are going to believe what they're going to believe. So but like I said, I think that it doesn't really affect anything. You can be involved in multiple projects at the same time as long as the shoot dates don't overlap and as long as the scheduled, pickups, reshoots, or ADR is already scheduled. Then you're done. You don't, and if none of that conflicts, you just do your job. That's what this is a job. As much as these people like to pretend that they're extra special for being in movies and such, it's a freaking job. It's just a job. You have a schedule. You keep to it.
That's true. That is very, very true. I think people do forget that this is a job. And so if Henry's not working, doing other sort of acting ability, sort of chunky acting roles, he's going to take acting roles. I don't know. Yeah, bizarre. But I think this is good. Like, Voltron will be cool. I don't know whether I trust Amazon to do it, though. Yeah. Do you trust Amazon to do a Voltron?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No. Look, I mean, I think everybody saw that giant robot during the global crisis that was in Japan, I believe. And everybody was like, okay, let's get a live action of that. I sign me up for that. I want some giant robot conflict, please. If this were a live action, hopefully they build something like that as something convincing and looks amazing. Say again. No. I'm not to confuse things. I'm just saying, I want something that's going to be convincing, using or utilizing practical effects, and is overall just exciting. Something different than a superhero film. Something different than the Drek we've been getting. So Voltron's that opportunity to give you something like that because it's got the sci-fi in it. There's some fantasy elements. Plus, you got robots, and I like combat robots. I think that's cool. Give me that. And I don't mind the elite team that comes together and form one giant robot out of their robots. Right? I think it's a cool concept. I thought it was a cool concept when I was a kid. Just don't F it up. I'm at that point now in life. Don't F this up, please. Okay?
Yeah, I think Amazon MGM could F it up, but we'll see. We will see. I think it's we don't know enough about it yet. I remain skeptical until I know a bit more about it. Amazon has not earned my benefit of the doubt, unfortunately. So
I don't know how they could.
I remain skeptical. Well, they just make some good stuff, basically. So, like Chad Stileski for the ballerina, because people are all like, "Oh, they're reshooting the ballerina. Means ballerina's gonna be shit." I'm like, no, mate.
No.
Chad Stileski's made consistently good content. If he's like, "Yeah, this isn't up to my standard, so we're gonna reshoot the whole movie," I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, that's good."
That's a win. That's a win.
I'm gonna say that's a great sign, actually, to be honest. But all right. So yeah, it's all about people that have been consistent. So, then they earn your benefit of the doubt or earn your skepticism. But anyway, there you go. Henry Cavill, Voltron. Let's move on. Let's move on.